The gargoyle. Everyone has one. I have one, but I try not to talk about him or even look at him. If it is a him, I couldn't say. But he is a gargoyle, unquestionably, and he sits perched at the back corner of my land. I had him on my house once, but then the plants started dying over the corner he surveyed, especially the roses. I moved the gargoyle to another corner of the house. I thought I was being silly. But then the oak tree died along with all the grass. It wasn't even dead grass. It was black and white. If you looked close enough, you could see it, but most never do. I didn't until my child pointed it out to me. At least, I think I had a child. I can't remember anymore. One moment he was there, and then he was gone. I think he stepped in the wrong spot of the grass. He feels like a distant memory, or like something that happened to someone else. The only reason I think he existed at all is because his room is still full of toys. Anyway, it doesn't help to dwell on things we cannot change. I moved the gargoyle to the back of the house, and this time it looked over the neighbor's yard. A tree fell onto their house a week later. Then the house caught fire by the end of the year. The family left and I can't remember their names, but I have a feeling they were nice. I can't remember ever disliking a neighbor. But that didn't stop the other neighbors from talking. I moved the gargoyle again, and we had peace for a time, but it didn't last. The water of our pool turned inky black. My wife went swimming one day, and after that, well, I can't really say. But I didn't empty out the pool water. I tried to have someone look at it, but the man was terrified and refused to do any work. He said he was going to call the police. Well, the police arrived, but they looked at the pool and said there was nothing to see there. I've never seen two grown men so pale until their patrol cars left, and I returned to my home and saw my reflection in the glass. I was so gone. I suppose this is terribly confusing. I began making excuses to soothe myself. My ears were always pointed. Perhaps I did let my nails grow a little long. And my shoulder blades would always stick out a bit as I was skinny. I used to be a horribly skinny boy. My brother laughed at me for it. He used to point out the freak child with sharp teeth and bat ears in the supermarket papers, the tabloid ones. "That's you," he said. "You're going to grow up and sit on a ledge." It was nonsense, all of it. And I saw no reason to believe it back then. I grew out of it. Sure, sometimes I would squat over a creek bed and find salamanders lurking down below, but sometimes I wake up in the morning and find my knees are throbbing and I've been overdoing leg day at the gym. It's getting so bad that I can barely walk. I've turned off the heat inside my house, and I never use the lights anymore as they're blinding. Something with these new watts. Everything is changing and nothing is made the way they used to be. This saves on bills, of course, and I've covered up the mirrors weeks ago. Or at least I think I did. I can't remember doing it, but there's no mistaking the piles of leaves or the scratches along the banisters for my sense of missing time. But ever since the heating's been shut off, the world has grown uncomfortably warm.